Okay, so there's some things that Nico did good, right? And my emotion as a Dallas Mavs fan does not take away how I feel about team building and how they've built a team. Um, you look at the Dallas Mavericks, you look at their standings in defensive ratings and all of that. Mavs are one of the better defensive teams in the league right now. Um, you look at teams like Miami, where there's not a guy really like that, but they play great team basketball. This, I like teams like this, like what the Mavs are without Kyrie and AD. I like to see teams built like this from a defensive standpoint, and then inserting those stars in there, in which we're down two right now. So I do feel like when it comes to the Lively draft pick, when it comes to the PJ pickup, when it comes to the Gaffer pickup, having them twin towers down there, and that was Nico. He told you, he told everybody, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go for defense, man. I'm trying to get us to have some sort of solid foundation of defense for this team for the years to come. These guys are young. These guys hustle. They play defense, and I'll even add Max Christie into that because he does play defense. 3 and D. That's Max Christie. You need guys like that. So Nico, he hasn't done all completely bad, right? Behind the scenes at the Mavs headquarters, there's a lot of tension, and there has been a lot of tension for a while as we're beginning to learn, as all of these things come out, talking about the Mavs trainers who were fired by Nico, conditioning trainers who were fired by Nico, when it comes to Anthony Davis having his personal team, his personal conditioners, nutritionalists, and all of this like that. It's his personal staff basically to keep his body in order, and that's all on the Mavs payroll right now. Go back a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, Luka Doncic was paying out of his pocket for these because of that battle between these two things. And we're seeing the same thing. When I say these two things, the battle between it, it's the personal trainer of the said player, who's there for this guy's training. You have those guys who are under the staff of the Mavericks, and you have those guys who are hired by um, the player themselves. It happens both ways. With Luca, he had his own team. He paid them out of his pocket when it comes to his nutrition and all of that stuff. Had it, he paid that. Anthony Davis, he has all of that, but it's under the Mavs staffing. Why was it like that? It to me, it makes me think that there was a clash between comeback times, um, information disbursement, and all of that, communication issues between head office and what these trainers are saying, and there being miscommunications and there being disagreements with that, because none of all these things I just said in the last 60 seconds, that could not happen if this were not going on. So the waters, I feel like there's been a lot of um discontent within the Mavericks organization that has got us to where we are now. Now, when you think about these Achilles and these calves, you think about Halliburton and having that calf strain and going in there to play that game 7 and going in there and the Achilles, like what's his name? Donovan Mitchell told you. Like, man, he tweeted out, it's on the record. He said, man, these calf strains ain't nothing to play with. Like, you know, big ups Halliburton, man, because it's almost like the writing's on the wall with these calf strains. And if you're gonna play or not, and mind you, Halliburton did say, if they say I'm okay, I think his exact words were, if they say I'm okay, then I'm okay, and I'm and I'm gonna play. Um, he said he understood the risk, and he went and played, and we seen what happened. That man was 25 years old. AD is 32 years old. We cannot risk a 32-year-old having issues when he's already had previous calf issues, previous Achilles issues. And think about this. AD has really only had 2 to 3 seasons that he played over. Sir, I can't remember the stat it was, but this man has been riddled with injuries since he got in the NBA. Uh, Pelicans, he had some injury issues. I think the Lakers, he played 2 seasons where he played close to 70 games. And besides that, he's been riddled, man. And so to see where AD is right now, I believe with Nico being out, the front office is really thinking about their players and how they're moving. I've seen uh D'Lo have little, 3 games out here. I've seen, a lot of little injuries like this. I've seen Lively been put on a special, uh, like a special regiment where he doesn't play back to back. If it's a back to back, he only plays one of the games or every other game type of situation. He's on that currently. So we know there's something there. But I said all that to say that, like, you have to protect these players to an extent. Like, you have to make sure, for one, their strength conditioning is there. For two, the nutritional, that's, you can only do so much. But all of these things come into play, man. And I think that going forward, I don't think we should bail on this team yet. I'm still here. We got AD, we got Kyrie. Yes, if we're gonna make a move, I'm not mad at dealing anybody to get a younger squad, or to deal AD to get someone younger. Someone who's not, doesn't have a history of injuries. I'm not mad at that at all. Just make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Bring someone in here who's going to play that defensive end of the court as hard as they play that offensive side of the court. Bring someone in here who knows how to play team basketball instead of ISO basketball. I believe Kyrie Irving is loved by the organization, and I do, to an extent, think that Kyrie may end his career here. And I hope he does, man. I hope he does. I feel like the veteran leadership is still needed. Yes, you want young guys to come up around Coop, and so Coop can run and gun with these younger guys. But at the same time, there's got to be some veteran leadership. I feel like in the locker room, that's a good thing. And I feel like Kyrie is the perfect person for that backcourt, in which we're not strong in that aspect. I feel like Brandon Williams is our point guard. Nimhard, backup point guard. Kyrie comes back, and of course, that's going to put Brandon Williams back. Uh, but I feel like, as we're looking at it now, Brandon Williams is our guy. I've seen enough from him. I think he is our guy. Max Christie is our most consistent player. He is our most consistent player. I will say that again. He is our most consistent player. Klay Thompson, he's streaky, but he makes shots. I seen it the other day. What was it, last week? Crunch time. Of course, we always in crunch time. Every game we win is by less than 3 points, but or lose is less. But crunch time. Last 3 minutes of the game, 2 air balls by Klay Thompson. Man, something mentally is going on with this guy. And the next game after that, he was 6 for 12, 50% from three. Great game. So he's on this streaky thing where he's not. Klay is not the consistent Klay that we knew. Okay, so everybody knows that. I'm not mad at him coming off six man. I think he's a great six man to bring off the bench, give us a spark. Once that timeout hits, whenever the other team goes on a 8-0 run, 9-0 run, Bring Clay in, see if he can give us a spark to get us back in the thing, which he's done that a lot this season. So, well, let me not say a lot, but he has done that this season, and I've seen it multiple times this season. So, I do feel like there's some saving grace for Mavs fans. I do have hope. I do have hope. One of the reasons I have hope is because, like I said on the short, we done played what 17, 16 games. 13 of those games were won or lost by 3 points, and we're missing Kyrie and AD. Now, logically, that tells you, okay, of course, we're gonna have a hole to come out of, but logically, that's gonna tell you, whenever we get some of these guys back, we're gonna look a lot better. But the saving grace along with that is that we have a defensive identity, which some teams don't have, and I'm just glad my team does because I take pride in that in my team being able to protect that rim and be able to guard them wings. And I feel like the reason why we can do that is because we have about, I mean, half of our starting lineup. Think about it, right? Half of our starting lineup can guard point guard, shooting guard, small forward. We have a lot of guys who can guard three positions, and some of them can guard four. PJ is one of them guys. PJ can guard the 1, 2, and 3 and do it very well for each one. Max Christie, I've seen him do it. He can do it. Like these guys, we have some guys that can do that. And that's the one thing that Nico ushered in. Before Nico and before this season, before last season, it was some issues, but I think that what was built and the culture that was built on the defensive end of the ball, I do like. So yeah, man. MFFLYJ, I'm up out of here.